Okay, so I'm back, you guys. All right, so here we go. This is gonna be the last video, I hope. But like I was saying, you know, stigma with the LGBT community, and they got over it. They got more accepting of, you know, the lifestyle. I mean, of course, I think people in the LGBT community still have some struggles. They still, you know, they still have to worry about sometimes being judged and stuff like that. But it is, the movement has brought some changes for the LGBT community. Like, it's not the same as it was. Being gay now is not the same as it was being gay 20 years ago, essentially. So that's good, right? And so the BDSM movement, I was trying to let her know that it's kind of following in the LGBT's movement footsteps. So you can look at it like that. You know, I understand that to the majority of people, they are very unfamiliar with BDSM, and they look at it like it's just this freakish lifestyle, like, ew, what are you guys doing? You know, why are you in bondage, and why do you have these chains and whips, and why do you even like pain and all this kind of crazy stuff? But I mean, you have to really learn more about the lifestyle. And it's interesting that she brought up the fact that, you know, unfortunately in my intercultural processes class, which we are required to take as a year-long course, they don't even cover BDSM at all. You know, I mean, we cover like different types of identities that people can have, but we didn't really talk about sexual identity too much. We kind of like briefly touched on it, but not too much. And so I think that is very interesting. You know, even when I brought it up in my class, the fact that BDSM is an alternative sexual lifestyle, my professor, she didn't really know much about what BDSM was. Like, a lot of people don't know. When I mention BDSM, and even when I meet people out, you know, in public, and I tell them, you know, about BDSM, and they're like, BDSM, what is that? A lot of people have no idea what BDSM is. And then I even referenced the movie 50 Shades of Grey. A lot of people, like, they didn't like it. So, I don't know. To me, it's just interesting hearing different people's points of view on the topic of BDSM. But hopefully my job will be to make the lifestyle more accepting, make it more normal, to normalize it, because you'll be surprised how many people, how they call it vanilla. If you have like a traditional regular relationship that's not BDSM, it's called vanilla. So you would be surprised in how many vanilla relationships that BDSM is practiced. You would be surprised. There are many aspects of BDSM. It's more than just bondage, and, you know, people think of it as, you know, it's kink and it's fetish and it's freaky. It's more to it than just sex. Like, a lot of times people just think sex. That's the first thing comes to their mind, is sex. And you talk to anybody who is in the lifestyle, who really, you know, knows about the lifestyle, that sometimes is a very offensive, you know, for people to automatically think sex. That's like a turnoff, you know, like if the first thing comes to a person's mind is sex, it's like, that's just like in a heterosexual, even a regular, not heterosexual, but in a regular vanilla type of relationship, the first thing that comes to somebody's mind is sex. It's like, okay, it's kind of shallow to think just sex. I mean, sex is great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But if the first thing that comes to your mind is sex, I mean, you're missing the whole point, because BDSM is much deeper than that. It's really psychological. And this is the point of this video, because she basically, towards the end of the meeting, she asked me about, you know, how do you feel about your two different professional identities conflicting with each other? And I was like, conflicting with each other? First I asked her, I said, what do you mean by my professional identities? And she was like, well, you know, becoming a psychologist and being a BDSM writer. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't look at, I didn't thank you. You know, I took it as a compliment, you know, but I didn't look at me being a BDSM writer as a profession, not per se. I mean, it's just, I wrote a BDSM story, and she already called me a professional BDSM writer. But I am a writer. I do write other things outside of BDSM. So I just took it as a compliment. I'm like, okay. But I don't see them as conflicting identities. I mean, yes, they are different identities, being a psychologist and writing about BDSM. But I told her, I'm like, I can see them complementing each other. They actually complement each other, because BDSM, I mean, there's a lot of psychology to BDSM. And it's something that I really wanted to kind of dig deeper into and research. And it's probably something that you guys are going to see more from me. And that's when she began to explore the idea of me, you know, possibly in this program that I'm in, exploring some BDSM research topics. And she was like, it's not really that much research about BDSM. You know, you may have like clients who practice the lifestyle, but it's not really much research. And if it's not much research, it's not really many people treating that type of community and with that kind of focus. It's not like you can, she's like, this program really doesn't offer BDSM training or anything like that, and you don't have like a BDSM class, you know, because there's not really much research on it. But she asked me, you know, she just proposed the idea of me doing BDSM research, like I said, which is something that, you know, and I've already expressed it on my website before, that is something that I am very interested in, and I expressed that like 2 years ago, 2015. So like I said, it's just, I figure, you know, that with the stigma that it has, you know, the program being a professional program may not be as welcoming to the idea of me pursuing a BDSM dissertation. You know, like, what can I read? I mean, I have like endless ideas for what I can research, and I do have access to the BDSM community, so it's nothing to get participants. It's just, you know, I don't know. What would I research? You know, and I want to promote the lifestyle. I don't want to turn people away from the lifestyle and make it seem as though, oh, people with BDSM or people who practice BDSM, you know, are crazy and things that and other. But I do kind of want to raise awareness that, yeah, there are some safety concerns in practicing the lifestyle. And a lot of times in the lifestyle, some people aren't careful, you know, with their behaviors and things like that, which could kind of spiral out of control and be borderline considered to be abusive behavior, you know. And it's just, it goes deep. I have so much to say, and like this is like part 7, 8 of this series. So sorry, you guys, I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up because I got a feeling my phone is about to shut off. Ooh, I just miss talking to you guys, but I have so much to say, and like I said, this topic can go very deep. And I am going to come back and talk about more. I even said I was going to do a BDSM Q&A session. So I do have much more to share. And I kind of thank, you know, her for asking me about my BDSM pictures and my website and my interest in the BDSM community, because now it has sparked an interest in me to become a BDSM psychologist, a BDSM researcher.